I will.
Hello, Jeremy. Where are you? I'm here alone in this room by myself.
I'm on Cabo San Lucas.
Oh,
I think that's what it's called.
how many other real estate bros have you bumped into?
None really.
Oh, wow.
I haven't really bumped into anybody, so
It's good. Well, enjoy your time in Mexico while I'm sitting here in godforsaken Plano, Texas. That's well-deserved vacation.
Well, let's get into just a couple things real quick. Properties. We got 3450 Bethlehem, 26,787 square feet on 3.4 acres. These are in Fort Worth, Zone K, heavy industrial, called Todd Harbor, Bodega Glen. Got that for lease. 1916-year-old debt. I mean, we got that, but it is agreed to in negotiating a lease. So, not really available, but if you hurry up, it could be. 1230 South January Turf, freeway, 11,000 feet on 10 gross, 7 paved acres. Working several deals there. Nothing's agreed to yet. Bill Puckett and Caleb McCoy. And we have some small release spaces at Parkside called Jack Mercer, or if you want to buy the whole thing, called Chase Miller. And then Dividend, 15,494 square feet on 1.41 acres. They're in San Antonio. Called Colin or Dalton. I'm sorry, just Colin, Atlanta.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Let's see, on the economic calendar, let's see, we've got initial jobless claims, 218 was the previous. They don't even have their forecast out yet. A bunch of scrubs. So, previous was 218. A whole lot going on in the economic calendar this week. Let's see. Oh, you got U.S. unemployment rate coming out. 4.2. Right. It was previously 4.2. That comes out on Friday. Well, let's see. How much weight did we put on last week, Will?
22.
Just 19.
Oh.
You know? Trying to stay lean. Just trying to stay lean again, you know.
Just monitoring our caloric intake because it's easier to eat less than it is to work out.
Yeah. I don't know if that's easier for me. It's easier for me to work out than it is to eat less.
1,000% I am in that bucket. It is almost impossible for me to not eat what I want. It's so hard.
The Dow Jones closed out at 42,313. It changed 250 points. The S&P was closed out at 5738, up 35 points. NASDAQ closed out at 18,119, up 171 points. West Texas crude closed at 68, down $3 a barrel. 5-year Treasury closed at 3.5. It's pretty much unchanged. And the 10 years at 3.75. SOFR's at 4.84. Let's look at stocks. 1 week performance, real estate services on top. It's the only one that really, retail, those are only two that had a positive week. 1 month performance, real estate services is up. REIT specialty in second, REIT healthcare in third, and REIT office in fourth. Pump and dump scare. Real estate services on the 3-month performance is up 27%.
Yee, juicy.
You know, I guess you got to think, like, real estate services, like, that probably would have been a play, right? Everybody knowing there's a rate cut coming. So you just start plowing into those Marcus and Millichap stocks because of rate cuts, the capital markets will loosen up. And
just buy a ton of CBRE stock.
Yeah. So, that's probably a play we should, that should go on the someday maybe list. Real estate stock plays. All right. The term of the week.
Term of the week. It's a little foreign to me, but I was on a call with a group out of New York, and you were too, and I'm not sure if you picked up with this on this, but
yes,
it was in what quantum are we speaking in? And I was totally mind blown by that because I didn't know what they were referring to with the word quantum because I've always kind of used that in physics. But I did a little bit more research, and the people we were talking to at the time, I was like, I didn't feel like appropriate of asking, what do you mean by quantum? But it sounded like what area you were talking about, like what and what medium, but I guess it's the application of probability based on projective geometry, also known as quantum probability, to modeling in economics and finance. That thing went so far over my head, I was just like, I'm just going to keep on moving forward on this discussion because these people are way smarter than me, I guess.
Can you use that word in a sentence as related to?
I cannot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. I cannot. Yeah.
We have a call again with those people too today from New York. You should try to work it into the conversation.
Honestly, I Googled like quantum meeting in finance, and I was reading all these things and I just didn't really understand what I was reading. Plus I had just a million things on my windshield, but like I still am lost. So I probably will bring it up. And what quantum are you operating and speaking of? And I'm like, what? So there you go.
Let's see what ChatGPT says.
Okay. Yo, there's another one because my brother works in tech. He said he thinks that the Google search bar is going to go away. And there's another AI search algorithm. I think it's called not Parler, but he was telling us about it last night. He was showing us. I forget what it is called.
Okay, here's another definition from ChatGPT. In finance, the term quantum refers to the size or quantity of something, often in relation to an increment or unit of value.
Yeah, that's probably
it is typically used in discussions about risk, return, investment, or pricing changes.
That's what it was. That's
quantum of change, quantum of investment, quantum of risk, quantum of returns, quantum of models. Now, you could just quantum all over someone's face with this term.
Yo, I love it. Yeah.
Man, I swear, these conversations we have with these higher finance people, they never cease to amaze me on what gold nuggets, little truffles that just get dug out of the ground on these things.
Yeah. So thank you for clarifying. My initial definition is incorrect. Jeremy, repeat that one more time for us.
In finance, the term quantum refers to the size of quantity of something, often in relation to an increment or unit of value. It is typically used in discussions about risk, return, investment, or pricing changes. What are some key ways quantum is used in finance?
Yeah, I think the statement was, what quantum are we speaking of, or what quantum are we? I can't. It was just.
Yeah, it was.
Immediately, I was just scrambling for where am I at?
Yeah,
in my career.
I felt like I was in a Star Trek episode or something.
Jeez, yeah. Yes, mister.
You mean to patch in Versace?
Sure.
For some college football picks?
Yeah, that happened. All right, there we go.
Good week for Versace on the college football picks. Yeah, I think it was 10-3.
Ooh.
I got you. I'm going to give you a push on the Arkansas game because my line was at 4. So even better. No, I won the Arkansas game. You took Arkansas at 4.5. I thought it was like 6. Maybe it moved. And yeah, these lines move a lot throughout the week. So, but good week. I was 4-5-1, so I wasn't as good.
Well, I want to talk about the absolute bad beat of all time. Did you see how the Harvard game happened?
No.
No.
Okay, so
Yes. Go tell it.
okay,
Yes, yes.
so I'm going about my Saturday, enjoying myself. I look down. Harvard's up 21-3 in the second quarter, and I'm like, oh yeah, locked it in, baby. So then I go over to Tommy's house, and we're watching games, and they put on the Harvard Brown game. Somehow they found it. And it's 28-23 with a minute 50 left in the game, and Brown's losing 28-23. They have the ball on their own 5, and they've got to go 95 yards. 2 plays later, they throw an interception on their own 10. Harvard proceeds to go 3 and out, and there's about a minute 15, 20 left in the game, and they're going to kick a field goal. The deep snapper snaps the ball over the holder's head. Brown picks up the fumble, runs it about 60 yards. Then on the next play, they throw a touchdown to the tight end. So they're up 29-28, and I get 2.5 points. Then they go for 2, and that same tight end losses some guy in the end zone, and that's how I lose.
Jeez.
So I have to retract my mean words to the Brown alumni of North Texas or wherever.
Yeah, those 3 people listening or one.
It's
But that was the worst beat ever.
Oh, this was a pretty interesting college football weekend. I mean, starting off Friday night with the Virginia Tech call at the very end. That was I was shocked first of all, I was kind of shocked they called it a touchdown. I was shocked they overturned calling it a touchdown, but right they did. I'm kind of a closet Miami fan, so I'm just wanted to see.
Yeah, you want to keep that dream alive.
Keep that dream alive. But man, and then how about the Bama game? That was like the pinnacle of college football games.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it because I was at the SMU game, which was pretty good beatdown in itself. But no, I just watching on my phone, it seemed really entertaining.
The Tech game was actually really good too. So I was going back and forth between that and the Alabama game. I caught like the prime time spots of the Alabama game. It was awesome. So, but good college football weekends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into this.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna take Missouri +1 against A&M.
I call this my double play.
It feels like a double play.
It's just like A&M's. I don't know. They're not going to have their starting quarterback. He's still out with that AC joint deal.
They have good O-line and D-line play, but they don't have enough everywhere else.
Yeah,
they don't.
I like this pick.
This is kind of a little bit of a specific bet, and it kind of killed me last week. I was so big on the Georgia defense, but I'm going to double down on that. I'm going to take the Auburn team total points, 14.5. I'm going to go under. I feel like Georgia is just going to really lock them up, and they don't really have a good offense to begin with.
Right.
Ole Miss -9. Of course, I've got to get an Indiana Hoosier bet in.
I like Indiana and given 14. Northwestern's pretty terrible.
They are. Okay, I'm going to jump on that with you. I had it on there and I struck it, but I'll go on that too. So write me down for that.
Okay.
Indiana -14, and then I'm going to take the over 42.5.
Mm-hmm.
I like Vanderbilt +23.
Think it's going to be a little hangover.
Well, I think it's going to be a hangover. And I think Vanderbilt's pretty good. They have a good quarterback. And I think I might take $10 and put it on Vanderbilt money line as just the absolute shocker of the year.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a big bet, but
What's it? What's that? Did you see what it's at?
no.
I don't know what that's at, but I just
Jeez.
I don't think it'll happen. But for $10, I think I'd like to have that dream.
Oh, that's a little side. That's like a little extra bet on your blackjack table at the casino. You know,
Yeah, like the player plus bet that no one knows what it is.
yeah. They're like, sure, run 4 drinks in, I'll throw $5 there. I'm going Bam on it. I feel like they just they keep rolling. That 17-year-old's just going to destroy everybody. That's pretty. And I don't know. I don't know if you saw the article, but the wide receiver who's 17, who's just destroying everybody, has his eye black stickers on his face saying kill everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There was outrage on Twitter about it. Like, what are these kids being raised as? Terrible.
I mean, did they not see the program where the linebackers calling all the plays? Kill the quarterback. Then he goes, kill everyone.
Yes, we haven't had fun like that since the steroid induced 90s.
All right, so Vanderbilt on the money line is plus 1105. So it's a pretty big Hail Mary there. All right, so your next one, you got UCF.
I do. And UCF torched me last week. So
I took them last week too. I thought they were going to have like some hurricane rage on and cover. It was like 14, and I thought they were going to, especially after that shit that Colorado pulled with their posts and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm taking Florida just on like this, like Billy Napier, if he has any shred of anything left in him, has to win this game at home and has to destroy him. So I've got Florida +2.
Yeah, that's kind of a family pick for you.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to take the Arizona Wildcats -5.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that bet. I'm not going to bet it, but they went into Utah and handled Utah, which not many people ever do. And Utah's a good team. They're number 10 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm going on that game. I'm just going the over at 62.5 because I just can't bet on type footballs with spreads. Drives me nuts. So
right, you might miss your Matador pass.
Yeah. Your Ivy game of the week. I like this little segment here. Sorry, Nico. I'm going to take Princeton -12 versus the Columbian Lion.
Tigers are going to eat the Lions.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with strength here. And Princeton, I thought the Ivy League's kind of divided into top and a half. The top 4 and the bottom, whatever.
Yeah.
Princeton's in that top. So, but maybe Brown is too. I don't know. I'm going to stick with the Black Knights, Golden Knights, Army. I'm going to go Knights. Yeah, Army -10.5.
I like that bet. That's almost like a double play. They're good. They're throwing the ball now too. They're not just line up and run wishbone all day long. So they'll score some points.
Yeah, I think the entire team at Tulsa is probably already in the transfer portal.
Yeah, I like this pick.
Tennessee -14. And then there's one I added from my email.
Okay.
I'm gonna add Penn State -28 over UCLA.
Yeah, I was kind of confused on that one just because Penn State, who they almost lose to at the beginning of the year? They almost lost to some.
West Virginia.
No, not even that good of a team. Let me see. So that's what I don't know. I kind of looked at it like a tryout, but I am going on the other side of your bet on the Tennessee game.
Okay.
I kind of just think I don't think Arkansas wins, but I just feel like they can cover 14 at home.
They're pretty tough.
Yeah, their quarterback's pretty decent. He can make some plays. Bowling Green almost beat Penn State. Penn State had to 34 to Penn State won 34 to 27, but they had to come back. So, just think about the Penn Staters. I like SMU at +7 over Louisville. That's kind of a Tyler Shook angry bet, former Tech quarterback. Now he's talking trash about Tech and Lubbock. What a shitty place it is. So I was like, that's kind of weak, man. You're on your third college. Like, can you just be thankful and let trash us? So I'm taking my ponies on that one. So
The Ponies are good.
they may be good, man. I think they made the right decision benching Preston Stone and playing that South Oak Close kid. He's good. They had some good little trick plays too going on. They had a little flea flicker action. And
Yeah, is I think Florida State's coach. It's over. He's gone. What a fall. Like
Terrible.
that whole team's gonna quit on him. I think.
I think seem like they have. They
Yeah.
just got beat by 26 at SMU.
Yeah.
Not good.
I don't think you could have told me ever in my football life that we would see Florida State go to the Boulevard and get one, just be at the Boulevard playing in a game. Two, to lose by 26.
I know. I mean,
No
No way.
Never would have thought that.
No way.
I got one more bet on here. I want to take Sam Houston at -2.5 over UTEP. I think UTEP just historically is garbage, and I guess Sam Houston's kind of real. They beat my Texas State Bobcats all year.
They won that game. I didn't even follow.
They won. Yeah, they won it. Let's see. It was pretty close, pretty tight game. Sam Houston football. 40 to 39. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm taking the Bearcats this week.
Get on the train.
Yeah.
Get on that hype train.
Will, what about your Pitt? Your Pitt money line?
My Pitt
Come on
money
now.
line, we're going to UNC, and I'm going to say Pitt's going to win here. I think UNC's a little distracted. There's a big old hurricane that came through. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm going to go with Pitt on this one.
UNC had James Madison hung 70 points on UNC.
Yeah. Yeah.
And James Madison's pretty low key good.
Yeah.
So
They've kind of been that way though for a while. But yeah, no,
yeah,
that was that was a pretty big beat down.
yeah.
Pretty shocking number.
We hung 73 on Youngstown State, though, 2 weeks ago. So I think the
Nice. Really?
big old whopping. But yeah, I think I got Pitt on this one. I think that's
Well,
it.
I think that's it. That's it for your picks.
Lots of picks this week.
Yeah. Awesome. Really getting into the groove now. That's college
Final
football.
tune-up.
Yeah,
Tune-up before the exam.
that's right. Next week.
Next week's was it midterms? Would that be the midterms next week?
So I'm about to do some extra prep for next week. Jeff and I are going to Vegas for the weekend, Texas OU weekend. We used to always do this, and now we're finally being able to do it again. Reviving the trip. So,
All right. Well, y'all have a great week.
all right, man.
See ya.
ya.
Bye. All right. I love that segment. So much fun.
Yeah, it's a good addition. And then when it goes away, it goes away. News.
What we got news?
We got a couple things. The hurricane in North Carolina has absolutely decimated North Carolina. Helen, I think it's called. Just one component. So there's this area in North Carolina in the mountains called Pine. Hold on, let me look it up. There's this mining area in North Carolina that produces, call it 90% plus of some mineral for the semiconductors, and there's only one road in and one road out. So there's a lot of speculation on if the semiconductor business in the entire globe is going to be affected because of this hurricane. So,
oh wow,
yeah, pretty
interesting.
Very interesting. The next thing we've got coming up here is the dock workers are walking out. Roughly 45,000 dock workers in ports from Maine to Texas are walking out. They're pushing for a 77% pay increase.
77?
Yep. According to the Wall Street Journal, dock workers are preparing to strike at midnight across dozens of ports from Maine to Texas, threatening to block the movement of a swath of U.S. trade and rattle the American economy 5 weeks ahead of the presidential election. Trade groups representing hundreds of retailers and manufacturers from Walmart and Target to Caterpillar and General Motors have appealed to the Biden administration to intervene, warning a shutdown could hobble businesses and trigger renewed inflation during the busy holiday shopping season. The effects of the strike have already begun, said Tim Ryan, owner of Square One Farms, a Sunrise, Florida-based importer that sells asparagus to supermarkets such as Walmart, Kroger, and Wegmans. So, yeah. And the union does not want any political influence. They don't want any intervening from the Biden administration. So it looks like.
But Kamal is all about the working class.
Yeah. No comment. Lots of things going on there.
I think it's funny how she's working on that play. And it's like, well, you've been in control of it for the last 4 years. And now all of a sudden there's a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the fake accents, and then it's just.
All right. Sorry. We'll get political.
Yeah. So yeah, that's coming down hot and heavy. So sorry, guys in Houston. It's gonna be a little slow down there, sounds like. And then next, this is getting a little fringy, but the Chrysler building is having some issues in New York City, and there's an even larger backstory. So the Chrysler building it's on a land lease, and so the Cooper Union, which is a engineering school in New York City, and it historically has been free if you can get in. It's a very prestigious engineering college set up, and Peter Cooper went out and bought assets throughout New York City, primarily just real estate, and then would do land leases with buildings then would be built, and you do 20-year ground lease or whatever. And that money, those proceeds would then go and fill up the Cooper Union's coffers, and it would keep the school for free. That's not happening. The Cooper Union's been charging tuition. But in short, in 1997, Tishman Spear purchased the iconic Chrysler building for $220 million, a building well known for its 1930s Art Deco style among the New York skyline. Of course, there was a catch. The land upon which this Chrysler building stands belongs to an elite school called the Cooper Union. So what's happened here? In short, the Cooper Union board and their board of trustees, which included Jeffrey Epstein's brother Mark, mismanaged the school's funding to such a staggering degree that it forced the school to abandon their long-standing tenet of offering free tuition to students. basically they mismanaged the cash. Some of it got funneled into some hedge funds that had some affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein's personal friends. Cash has been mismanaged, disappeared. Cooper Union then had to go get debt placed against the leasehold interest was now the collateral. MetLife gave the loan out simultaneously to the transaction kind of occurring with Tishman Spear, who they had sold their headquarters to the year prior. The loan proceeds were roughly $175 million. And the new sponsor, which owns the Chrysler buildings in default of payments to the Cooper Union of roughly $32 million a year, which is now triggering an issue with their loan. And it's all going to accelerate. It looks like MetLife is going to step in and take control of everything. But there's only one lender was willing to give Cooper Union a loan against the land under the Chrysler building, which was owned by Tishman Spear at the time. The $175 million came with conditions that would seem absolutely unacceptable to anyone with common sense. The terms were Cooper Union would have to pay back $10.3 million a year for 12 years, followed by $15 million a year for another 18 years. It's a 30-year mortgage for a total of $387 million of interest payments. That's over $200 million interest payments alone. Cooper Union had no realistic way of ever paying back the $175 million in principal, let alone the $387 million. So MetLife's terms were clearly a non-starter. But because of the whole Epstein influence, with his brother being the chairman of the board, him having some affiliation with JP Morgan Chase as well, which is where the hedge fund, I guess the administration side was being handled from, it's all convoluted. It's all coming down right now because the sponsor that now currently owns the Chrysler building is in default of making payments to the Cooper Union on the ground lease. So Jeffrey Epstein comes back from the dead to bite again.
That stuff in New York is just a whole nother level of standards.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy though. What an iconic building and what a total shit show.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Have you seen that building in New York that has no windows?
No, hold on. Let me Google that. Building.
There's a building in New York City.
Oh, yes. It's the AT&T building.
33 Thomas Street, formerly the AT&T Long Lines building. Windowless skyscraper in Tribeca.
I don't think I've seen that personally, but crazy. What is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, some crazy layering of capital stack and everything. So that's just nuts. You know, and at one point, was it the Flatiron building went to the courthouse steps, right?
Yep.
Guy defaulted on that. Couldn't get the money down for his earnest money.
Yeah. Well, he bought it at the courthouse steps, right? And then he couldn't come up with the money when he bought it.
Yeah, because you had to come
and then it went back.
Yeah. You had to buy in cash right there and then, I think. Or you had like a week to get the funds together.
Yeah.
So, wild stuff. But outside of that, there's really not much going on. It's been pretty quiet in the news world. So, at least I can see.
Well, I guess that's all I got. I'm going to go back to vacations.
Yeah, go back to that beach. So, well, see you later, folks. Enjoy your week. Send us some deals.
Enjoy your week. Send us some deals. I like that. Nice. Later.
Peace.